out on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing Fight, Balls, Fight. The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee has received their notice of allegations in regards to the recruiting scandal under Jeremy Pruitt and his incompetent coaching staff. We're going to take a look at it and go through it. And look, as soon as this article came out from Knox News Sentinel, a lot of you started blowing up my DMs. You start saying, "Boo, you got to make a video. You got to jump on. You got to let us know right now." But look, here's the bottom line. Nathan Laycock, 3-star wide receiver, committed earlier this afternoon. I wanted to give that kid his moment. I wanted to give that commitment time to breathe because I would rather focus on the positive more than the negative. But of course, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go through this article from Knox News Sentinel. This video may be a little bit longer than normal, so make sure you hang around till the end. And like I said, we're going to jump into it. Take a look at the list of allegations. We're going to poke fun. We're going to make fun of Jeremy Pruitt. But we're also going to talk about the risk that the University of Tennessee took. We risked burning it to the ground over $60,000. We're going to get into it, but as always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. You guys know what to do. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps what we are trying to build here at the Talkin VAWLS Network. And if you're new, if you don't know what this is, welcome. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts, we're not insiders, we are fans just like you. For the fans, by the fans, everything we say here is just an opinion. Nothing is fact, it's all opinion. Make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. So let's go take a look at the article from Knox News Sentinel. Again, this is a little lengthy, but I want to kind of go through it, break it down. We're going to take a look at all of the allegations. The article written by Adam Sparks says here, Tennessee football receives notice of allegations in recruiting scandal under Jeremy Pruitt. This came out earlier on Friday afternoon. Again, the timing, typical timing for Knox News Sentinel. They dropped it right before the commitment comes in from Nathan Laycock. And you could say that's bad timing. They always like to focus on the negative. But I saw some people over at VolQuest talking about it being a positive, talking about this being a win for Danny White because it comes just one day after SEC Media Day. So that's big time. That's big time. It kept the focus on football, on Josh Heupel and what this coaching staff is trying to do in 2022. Instead of, if this had dropped just a day earlier, Josh Heupel would have been fielding questions about the NCAA investigation. So I guess you can look at it both ways. Probably some pretty good timing when you look at it there. But let's get into it. The University of Tennessee now knows exactly what it's up against in the NCAA investigation of football recruiting violations under fired coach Jeremy Pruitt. In a notice of allegations presented Friday to the university, the NCAA lists 18 violations and almost $60,000. Guys, $60,000. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about $60,000 of cash or gifts provided to players and their families by Pruitt, his wife, and numerous coaches, recruiting staff, and at least one booster. And we're going to get into all this. But again, I want to reiterate there, guys. $60,000. We're talking about $8 million contracts in 2022. But we risked burning down the program for $60,000. And again, this is one man's opinion. This is not factual evidence. This is just my thoughts. Allegedly, there's no doubt in my mind that Tennessee fired Jeremy Pruitt and they used this information to get out of the buyout. I know there was a lot of speculation of that before all the facts came out. A lot of people felt like we risked burning the program to the ground to get Jeremy Pruitt out and save money on the buyout. And now when the facts come out, we risked it all for $60,000. That blows my mind. Blows my mind. We backed into where we're at. We backed into it. We lucked into Danny White. We lucked into Josh Heupel. I am happy with where we are at as a program, but we risked it all. Risked it all over $60,000. I'll never forget the live stream. I will never forget the live stream the night the information came out, the night Jeremy Pruitt was fired. It was rock bottom. I cannot believe in just a year and a half that we are where we are. We risked it all to save a buyout over $60,000. Article goes on to say the notice of allegations, NCAA credited Tennessee for self-reporting violations and exemplary cooperation in the investigation. It also did not find the university lacked institutional control, a significant decision that likely removes Tennessee from program crippling levels of punishment. The NCAA contends Pruitt and his staff gave players cash and gifts throughout his tenure with the Vols from 2018 to 2021, and it says that his wife, Casey Pruitt, paid more than $15,000 in rent and car payments for Tennessee player and his mother over 2.5 years. All 18 violations are level 1, the most serious in the NCAA's 4-level violation system. Goes on to say it includes infractions allegedly committed by Jeremy and Casey Pruitt, assistant coaches Derek Ansley, Shelton Felton, and Brian Niedermeyer. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, Brian Niedermeyer. And recruiting staff members Drew Hughes, Bethany Gunn, and Chantress Boone. You know, going back up, the big part, the big positive of this is the fact that the NCAA credited Tennessee for self-reporting violations. They also did not find the university lacked institutional control. And look, we've seen Josh Heupel, Danny White, this coaching staff, we have seen them self-inflict scholarship reductions. Josh Heupel kind of talked about it at SEC Media Days, the number of scholarships they had last season. Also mentioned that they're going to go into 2022 a little under 85, so that's probably more scholarships that you could say. And credit to Spire Sports Group for the walk-ons that we brought in that aren't really walk-ons. Again, just one man's opinion. But it's big. It's big that Tennessee is getting credited. They're not taking any heat for the actions of Jeremy Pruitt, his wife, and his numbskull coaches like Brian Niedermeyer. Says here, none of the people named in the allegations work any longer for Tennessee. They were either fired or left on their own after the university began its own investigation in November of 2020. Tennessee ultimately fired Pruitt for cause an unusual move at the highest level of college athletics in a decision that could be a major factor in limiting the punishment for the football program. The NCAA goes out of its way to praise the university leaders have handled the scandal, saying the actions taken by the institution during the investigation should be the standard for any institutional inquiries into potential violations. The report lists 32 instances of recruits or players taking cash or gifts, but because the names have been redacted, it's impossible to tell how many individual players the NCAA identified because some could have been involved in multiple violations. Now come the penalty phase of the case. Tennessee and the people named have 90 days to respond to the notice of allegations. Then the NCAA enforcement staff has 60 days to reply to those. And I think Tennessee's done a good job, setting themselves up here because, again, the self-infliction of scholarship reductions, I don't think Tennessee's going to take a bowl ban here. I don't think that is going to take that's going to take place. And you can see right here it says in January the NCAA ratified a new constitution that calls for individuals to be punished rather than student athletes innocent of the infractions, and for postseason bans to rarely be implemented as penalties. And it goes back, it says here last year Tennessee obviously did not self-impose a bowl ban, and that's crucial when we talk about all the players that transferred out that were allegedly involved in this scandal with Jeremy Pruitt. We talk about all the coaches. Danny White came in. They cleaned house. Everybody's gone. All the players, all the coaches. It's new blood. It's fresh blood. And we are moving forward. I think Danny White, Josh Heupel did a good job selling the scholarship reductions and sticking to their guns, letting those kids go compete and play in that bowl game. I don't think we're going to get anything from this. I think it's all but done. I think we'll see some scholarship reductions in 2022, and then it's onward and upward. Again, guys, I can't reiterate enough how lucky we are. $60,000 we risked. We risked it all. We risked burning the program to the ground, over $60,000. But this administration came in. They handled things correctly. They did their due diligence. Jeremy Pruitt and staff are gone, and now we move on. I think it's over. The article goes on here to list some of the violations. We'll kind of go through some of them here. From late July to mid-November 2020, 6 recruits made unofficial visits to campus and accepted cash or gifts during recruiting dead period amid the COVID-19 pandemic. None of those recruits enrolled at Tennessee. So we're talking about a guy that is cheating and paying people that didn't even end up at the University of Tennessee. There's no reason. It's clear now. It is very clear why Jeremy Pruitt sucked as a head coach. He's paying guys that don't even come to Tennessee. He's paying guys $60,000. We're talking about $60,000. You go to Alabama, you're getting a Dodge Charger and who knows how much cash in a bag. No wonder we sucked. We are lucky. We are fortunate to be where we're at. Coaches Jeremy Pruitt, Ansley Felton, and Niedermeyer, hate to see it. Recruiters Gunn, Boone, and an unnamed student assistant arranged and provided $12,000 in hotel stays, meals, entertainment, transportation, and team apparel. Also, Casey Pruitt arranged for a real estate agent to meet with a recruit's family. Now, keep in mind, when it's an official visit, when these kids come in town for an official, Tennessee pays for the hotel. They pay for food. They pay for transportation. But on an unofficial visit, it's on the kid to pay for that. So you can see over $12,000 paid on unofficial visits. Violation number 2, Jeremy Pruitt, Gunn, Boone, and an unnamed booster arranged and provided a player $12,000 in hotel stays, meals, airfare, and other transportation, game day parking, furniture, household items, October 2018 to December 2020. That included Pruitt paying $3,000 in cash to the player's mother to assist paying a debt for a medical bill. Violation 3, Casey Pruitt provided $12,500 in car payments, 25 payments of $500 each, and $3,000 in cash rent payments for a player and his mother around September of 2018 to March 2020. Is this normal? Is this normal for a coach's wife to be involved, the coach's wife to be providing these payments? Says that represented most of the $23,000 in impermissible inducements given to player by Jeremy and Casey Pruitt. Felton, Niedermeyer, hate to see it, and Gunn. The remainder included hotel stays, meals, entertainment, team apparel, and game day parking. Violation 4, Gunn and Hughes provided or arranged $2,000 to a recruit and his family from November 2018 to 2019. Again, hotel stays, game day parking, team apparel. Where do you think, allegedly, where do you think that Jeremy Pruitt learned all of this? Where do you think he picked up these tips? You think he learned any of this from Alabama? Do you think certain people are pissed off and angry about NIL because they've been cheating for years? And we're talking about $60,000, right? We can beat $60,000. Surely to goodness, Alabama was paying recruits more than $60,000, allegedly. Now we're talking about $8 million. You got $8 million to fork out for who, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in the class of 23? I don't know that you do. I don't know that Alabama has it. You can go on down the list here. If you want to see the article, you can go look at all the violations. But a lot of it, in regards to recruiting violations, money. But the bottom line is, I can't reiterate enough. First of all, the way this administration handled it. Coming in, doing their due diligence, no infractions. I feel like no major infractions are coming our way because of the way that Danny White and this administration handled it. Also, hit the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Jeremy Pruitt was fired with cause over $60,000, 100% to avoid his buyout. I think that's fact now. Allegedly. One man's opinion. That has to be the case. And we got lucky. We backed into Josh Heupel, Danny White. Fast forward a year and a half. Here we are now. Feels like we are on the high of highs. Feels like so much positive energy and news constantly coming our way on a daily basis. But I want to know your thoughts on this, so hit the comment section and let me know. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up on the way out the door and go check out the merch. The official merchandise of the Talkin' Balls Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/TalkinBalls. Any and all support greatly appreciated. Perfect time to rep that Beat Bama shirt. You got to get this merchandise before the season gets going. It takes a couple of weeks to get shipped out to you. I want to make sure you guys have that Beat Florida shirt when we put a beating on the Gators and open the season 4-0. Rep that Beat Georgia shirt. A lot of the talking heads out there talking about Tennessee going to take it to Georgia. I have to see it to believe it, but they're saying it. You want to have on this Talkin' Balls Beat Georgia shirt when that happens, or let everybody know that we are Kentucky's daddy. But again, any and all support greatly appreciated. Bonfire.com/store/TalkinBalls. I'll put the link to all that in the description below. Appreciate you guys tuning in, showing up, showing out, showing love. Third video of the day. Go check out the video on Cedric Tillman. Go check out the Nathan Laycock commitment video. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.